All right. So you remember that yesterday, the video I made, it was all about basically touching on uh, this great book I've read. And again, just to share some value with you, just to get you thinking about how people are different, and the modern life we live has made a lot of it, a lot more pressurizing for people who are more sort of introverts. Okay, and this great book I read, reading about quiet influence, written by Jennifer Kahnweiler, and today I'm going to just touch on 6 roadblocks that introverts really face. And I think a lot of you will resonate with it. That some of you who are being an extroverts as well will probably really nod to this. That this is the truth of the world we live in today. I mean, the first of all, out of those 6 roadblocks, we talk about these roadblocks are all about basically hindering the way of quiet influence, and people who exercise quiet influence naturally are more inclined to be the introverts. And the first of those roadblocks is the focus that changed on to working in team atmospheres back in the 1980s, and this focus changed to bring in more sort of inclusive environment. But what it did was that when you get into natural situations where you have people who are you know discussing an issue within the team environment or corporations, the extroverts get their word in. The extroverts are the ones who are able to influence the decisions because they're the ones who are willing to just talk on the way, talk on the spot. And when they get information, it's the reaction is instantaneous. And because of that, the introverts who are more inclined to actually take a step back and reflect on things are not able to really get the word in. So this was one of the roadblocks that introverts really feel, that they get under pressure. They don't tend to be able to see as shining in the corporate environment, as they tend to come back with more thoughtful responses. But thoughtful responses naturally needs time for the brain to process. But then by that time, an extrovert has his go, and the corporation has decided to move on, or the business has decided to move on with the suggestions it's got on the spot. Again, time issue. Number 2 is the need to talk about accomplishment ideas. And accomplishment ideas, talking about that thing. Today's marketing, I know within the last 18 months, the big lesson I learned was about branding. And branding was all about, again, talking about what you've done on the spot again and again, and putting it out there in the public. And this is not something that goes naturally for people. If you resonate with me about the fact that you feel uneasy about talking about your accomplishments. It's amazing that it is something that's just out there, that people are really expected now to if they're successful, and even if they're not successful, they're inclined to fake it. And this is the number 3rd one, the pressure to act extroverted, right? That's the number 3 roadblock to quiet influence, and that talks about the fact that people are actually encouraged. You fake it until you make it. And this is just completely contrary to how an introvert feels and thinks, because the introverts are happy to share their accomplishments, but not with everyone, and they don't see they don't see any reason to actually brag about their accomplishments because they're private to them, and they feel as if they can do the influencing without having to actually talk about them. However, again, because of the new age and because of the new culture of just talking on the social media or having your platform, you just have to share everything of your life, makes it a bit difficult for them. Now, number 4 is making quick decisions. Now, again, generally quiet influence that resonates with introverts, they don't tend to be able to take quick decisions. That doesn't come naturally to them, because they take more thoughtful decisions, and thoughtful decisions, wise decisions, again, I would say. But listen, again, it's how our minds work. But again, making quick decisions is so pressurizing for introverts, that they don't really resonate with it, and they're not able to perform in that setting. Talk about, if you were having to deal with a client who's actually very which actually comes as a pressure, as a situation where they're annoyed or something, they might really well require a more of a thinking response, whereas an extrovert basically would jump on to reacting to the situation, giving a response. An introvert would go away and write a thoughtful email and then respond to that client. Okay, but again, The emphasis is so much on getting things done, getting tasks out of the way so quickly, and it really doesn't resonate again with 50% of the population that are like myself, introverts. And it just makes your understanding more and more as to who you really are and how you operate. Lower privacy boundaries, again, we know with the advent of Facebook, like the book talks about as well, with social media, people just expect everyone's life to be in front of them. Again, contrary to how introverts behave and act, they like to keep it private until they get to know someone on an intimate level, one-to-one level, and then are happy enough to share a little more detail about their life. Number 6, being talked over. Oh, hate it. Okay, as an introvert, you hate it, but again, because it doesn't come naturally to you to just kind of respond or almost jump down the other person's throat as an introvert, you tend to kind of like get infuriated, but keep your thoughts to yourself. And you know that it does make it harder in group atmospheres and in bigger circles, social circles. It's hard to kind of like get out there with your opinion. Again, and you get situations in our arguments, or if you're discussing something, that if you're a quiet influencer, basically an introvert, you're more likely to be cut off. So this is what I wanted to share with you, the 6 blocks that the book actually shares. I think you will resonate with these, that this is the reality of what we live in. But now, next video, I'm going to share with you the number 1 quality, which is taking quiet time. 5 ways, and this is the number 1 of being able to influence effectively as an introvert. Alright, hope you find it useful. Let me know.